Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm basically doing a video of just me sitting in front of the camera and just having a bit more of like just a chit chat type of video. I kind of wanted to do this type of video for a while, to be honest, where it's not like me vlogging, wondering about the city of Manchester, or not me just talking about clothes, but me actually talking about things that actually like affect people and things that people might not always talk about, but it's just like the type of videos I watch on YouTube, and I think because of that I kind of want to make more videos like that. I have my glass of wine because it's just nice to have a glass of wine when you're talking about your feelings. Like when I first open YouTube on the homepage, the kind of videos I gravitate towards are probably videos of people talking about their feelings or talk about things, thoughts and ideas. They're just conversations you might not necessarily have with people in your life, but it's just nice to find that like community on a platform like YouTube. And I think this is why YouTube is my favourite platform. And I always feel like people say that YouTube's not as big as it used to be, but I feel like YouTube has found its purpose as a platform. I feel like I want to create content that I watch, and hopefully people want to watch that type of stuff as well. If not, that's fine, but I know this is what I feel like I'm really just naturally good at talking about. But yeah, I'm going to try and not clank my rings against my glass too much because that's really annoying me. I have filmed videos like this in the past and I've never posted them, but looking back at those videos, just me editing them or just like watching myself speak, I learned so much about myself. It's like journaling. I'm just talking, I'm not really thinking, but when you look back you think, wow, like that's how I really felt. Something that just crossed my mind the other day was the idea of like not fitting in and how it's like affected me, and I'm sure it's affected a lot of people in their life. I can't remember what it was that made me want to film this video, but being someone who is from a different country and has moved about so much in their life, not fitting in is something that I have a lot of experience on, and I'm sure I'm not the only person who's ever experienced something like this. I'm sure loads of people, I think everyone must feel at some point they don't fit in. It's really annoying me that this glass of wine still has like the label on it. As you can tell, it's IKEA. I can't show you because I'll tip the glass upside down. But yeah, I was basically saying that it's kind of normal for people to feel like they don't fit in, and it's not an easy thing to deal with. I feel like it depends to what degree and in what areas of your life. I can definitely say sometimes not fitting in is a good thing, and I think people always see the bad in not fitting in, and I totally get why, because it's a very kind of lonely feeling. I think that's the best way to describe it. If I speak about like my personal experiences, I literally moved to a country where no one spoke the language that I spoke. English was not my first language, and even when you're young you can definitely feel it, and I can definitely say that even after all these years I still can feel that feeling I felt when I was younger where I didn't fit in, and I think it's normal. Like I don't think it's anything abnormal, but yeah, I would never say that feeling ever went away, and I think that's why I wanted to do this video, because I don't think anyone has more experience of not fitting in than someone who's come from a different country. It's a really tricky one to talk about because people say to me all the time, like, because I'm such a good conversationalist and just someone who can literally talk to anyone, people always say that they can't understand what I mean when I say I don't feel like I fit in, and I can totally see that, but I think not fitting in is so much more than just what meets the eye, and I think it's like a deeper feeling. I think I basically want to like speak about kind of tips and tricks to kind of get over that feeling, and just to basically say that like everyone goes through it. I think I've like not fit in at different points in my life for different reasons. I feel like always doing things that's so different to what other people want to do. Like I feel like so many people I know just want to do what is expected of them from society, and I think I've just never been like that. For example, people finish school and then they go to uni, and after they go to uni they get a job, and then after they get a job they're like ready to settle down, or they're like looking to buy a house. And I feel like people want to do things in this specific order, which is great. It's great for certain people, but it's just not for me. And I feel like whenever I make a decision in my life to do something that's going against the grain, it does feel like you don't fit in, and it does feel like everyone is so different to you in a certain type of way. So yeah, I definitely would say not fitting in the sense of just making decisions that other people wouldn't necessarily make, or even doing things that other people wouldn't do. For example, even doing YouTube, like I feel like doing something like this even makes me feel like I don't fit in, because I'm doing something that's just not the normal thing to do. And it is very like a strange feeling. You're gonna get comments, you're gonna get people saying how strange it is, like how weird it must be. Obviously, like I've had such like a positive feedback from like friends and family, but I do occasionally get like the odd person who's like, I could never do that, but they're basically saying that, like kind of judging you, and I just think it does make you feel like a bit of an outsider. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like I definitely feel like I've come to terms with it a lot more. Not to talk about myself for even longer, but at the end of the day this is my YouTube channel. But I also feel sometimes like I don't fit in, even like with the way I dress, like the way I talk. I don't think there's like one thing where I feel like I really fit in with a group of people. I'm so good at speaking to anyone, and I think that does come from having moved about so much in my life, that it's a skill that I have where I can just talk to anyone and I can convey like what I'm thinking and feeling quite easily, so it's easy for people to relate to you. But at the same time, it's just one of those things which you just don't want to feel, to be honest. I also feel like it's so hard to find people who are just on the same wavelength as you, and I think this is one of the reasons why I absolutely love YouTube, because there's such a variety of people here, and I've definitely changed who I've watched over the years and stuff, but I always feel like you find people that you want to watch who have similar views to you and ideas to you, and I think that's what I love about YouTube. So yeah, my first tip would be to like find things online which relate to you and make you feel included and part of something, because even though there's nothing wrong with feeling like you don't fit in, I think not fitting in is a great thing. I think sometimes you just want people to understand your ideas and understand how you feel. So yeah, follow YouTubers, I mean subscribe to YouTubers, and follow Instagrammers that you feel like you can relate to. TikTok's great. I feel like TikTok's probably the most like relatable place right now. I think you have to be careful what kind of content you're consuming, because if you're always consuming content of people who are so different to you, there's nothing wrong with that, but it can make you feel very much like you should always be something else, and there's nothing wrong with being yourself. Just find your kind of space, that's it, and it does take a while. My second tip for when you feel like you don't fit in would just be to learn to accept yourself. And learning to accept yourself isn't something that's going to happen overnight. It's something that takes a lot of time and practice, and it takes a lot of just getting to know yourself and just getting comfortable with yourself. Feeling like everyone feels this way at some point and that everyone is an individual is something that will definitely help you get over the fact that you might not always feel like you fit in. I think something I always say is if you can't fit in, just stand out, and it's something I live by. It's definitely helped me at different stages of my life, but I definitely feel when it comes to fashion, I just think like if I'm not going to fit in with the things that I like and who I want to be, I might as well wear things that not everyone's going to like, and it is just how I want to dress, and if I stand out, I stand out, and if I do stand out, that's actually a good thing. It's kind of just like switching the way you think about things rather than thinking of it as a negative thing. Another big part of not fitting in and the fact that it can feel a bit lonely is just accepting that it's okay to feel a bit lonely and it's okay to do your own thing for a little while. It's not easy to just say be by yourself for a while. Like, you don't have to have 100 friends and you don't have to feel included in everything, but honestly it's okay. I feel like I'm at this point where if I don't feel like I fit in with something, I just do my own thing. And yes, it feels a bit awkward sometimes. I'm just not into clubbing anymore. And when everyone else wants to go clubbing, I've just learned to accept that's just not me, which is a weird thing to say because I used to be a massive party girl, but I've just learned to say no, and I've learned to say that's just not what I want to do anymore. And sometimes it does feel a bit weird. It feels like people might not necessarily judge you but feel a certain type of way about it, but you just have to learn to accept that sometimes having your own space, doing you and being yourself is more important than trying to follow the crowd and do what everyone else is doing. I can't even remember what happened for me to think about filming this video, but I feel like something happened this week where I was like, this is just what I want to talk about. I'm really glad I've kind of got it off my chest even though I can't remember why it was on my chest in the first place. So I think my last tip, if you do feel a bit like you don't fit in, or you feel like you're doing something that's a bit out the norm, is get really good at what you do that is out the norm, because when you get to that point where you're really good at it and you've stayed consistent, you don't even care that people feel any type of way about it. For example, right now I've just proper got into the gym and I absolutely love the gym, and it's something that I'm dedicating a lot of time to. I used to have so much anxiety around it. I used to care so much about people making comments about almost like how much I care about how vain it is to go to the gym, or just little digs here and there, and it did make me feel like I was doing something that was out the norm. But now I go to the gym, I feel like I see 100 other people at the gym who have the same mindset as me, have the same, not necessarily the same goals like gym goals, but have the same kind of goals regarding fitness and actually trying to improve themselves. Like, even though there are people in my life who, when I talk about the gym, they kind of feel a certain type of way about it, it doesn't even bother me. I just realise that's got more to do with them than it does me. They don't want to do something that's a bit out of their comfort zone, but this is what we're doing. I feel like when you're actually at the gym, everyone is there to do pretty much the same thing, and in a weird way you kind of fit in with these strangers that you don't even know. So yeah, my camera does this thing where when the temperature gets too hot it just switches off, which I think is a sign for me to bring this video to an end. I don't think this is going to be like one of my longest videos, but I feel like I've said everything I want to say pretty much. I hope anyone has taken away something from this video, and if you've not taken away anything, just know it's super normal to feel a little bit left out, a little bit like lost amongst other people, and regardless, you're doing great. And I think that's kind of like the message I want people to take away from this video. I really hope this video does help even one person. It's basically the main reason why you do something like this, because you feel like you want to help people and you want people to understand you and you want other people to feel understood. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and yeah, if you want to see more content like this, comment below and subscribe to this channel. And thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!